All right, peace, peace, peace. What up, man? First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall bless in your day. By His mercies, you are consumed. One, we're alive in the Most High in your house shall's body, and two, we're naturally alive, man. Uh, yeah, man. I want to get to this, man. I never look at this scripture from this perspective, but just quick thoughts, like I guess jewelry store. That's a little corny name, but this is my thoughts. Um, you know, like free game as like Gillian Wallace say, man. But this is just an observation as well, man. Because let's get this in. I'm gonna read this in Good News, Proverbs 13. Because a lot of times too, man, like especially when you see like people that's just homelessness in general. One, it's like with the your house. I said, listen, the poor will always be amongst you, but also too, like that's so great, and that's how great His kingdom is gonna be, man. Because there will be no like poverty and things of that nature, man. Only poor in faith, like only poor inside but rich in faith, pretty much I should say. But yeah, I was watching Doggy Diamonds the other day. Like, shout out to Doggy Diamonds. Those for DVD. Those that don't those that don't know, like it's he's real big in the rap scene, in the rap world, like in rap media, and just the rap world, hip rap slash hip hop world. But he mentioned something as well, man. I noticed this, and I heard this before too, man. A lot of people sometimes like that are just like are poor or just homeless. Like some of them, like this is not all, but some of them they just want to live like that. They like they find that it's just carefree. It's like what, I don't have to worry about anything, man. But it could be past situations or things that actual real trauma they happen in their life or all life altering situations or upbringing. Like but sometimes people just like what, I'm just living like kind of carefree, man. Because I was looking at this um you know um from this and that perspective. Now, this scripture is going to how it's going to like it reminds me of the Beanie Siegel line, like in the truth, man. Like when he says in the truth, he said now that he like now that people now that I'm rapping now that I'm on, people know the face of Beans, like and that's a very key line, especially him being from Philly, because Philly is like an envious, like really an envious place, man. Because I remember brother Chronicles of Judah saying, listen, if New York is like the capital and jealousy, then Philly's the capital of envy, man. I'm pretty sure y'all brothers and sisters say somewhere else where we're scattered the four corners of the earth, but pretty much here in Esau's like main hub, like in this current kingdom's current society in this country, man. But I would say Philly, man, for me. Well, it's but y'all brothers and sisters probably feel it the same way. It's all over the world, pretty much would say. That's just in the hearts of man, but pretty much since like eons of time. So let me not just kind of just pigeonhole to that, but I'm just saying, like Philly's just a place of envy, man. But that's what he was saying, though. He said now that on people know the face of beings, man. Cause yeah, man, cause that's just is what it is. That's why, cause it says Proverbs 13:7. It says some people pretend to be rich but have nothing. Others pretend to be poor but own a fortune. I remember what's going. Shout out to the brother that sent me firstborn. He mentioned how Jerry Seinfeld said this one time in interview. He said, "Listen, man, I don't even want to tell people how much money I make, man, because that breeds envy. That breeds jealousy and envy, man. So, like, listen, also too, and that's why a lot of times too. That's why social media culture and like this flexing, keeping up with the Joneses, that type of thing, it ruins people, man. It ruins like the psyche and like the people and people's lives, man, because you start living comparatively, and that's not even the case, man. Because most people that actually have money, man, like a Jerry Seinfeld, or like y'all seen the meme before, like how actual millionaires dress compared to how like all these like so-called rich entertainers and athletes and whatever actors how they just try to flex, man. Listen, man. So that's this was now. Don't get me wrong. If you like nice things and gold and chains and all that other stuff and all the other stuff, cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. But I'm just saying, like but it's just more. It's more like I talk about this with my homie a lot. Like okay, especially like here in Philly, but even all over, man. Like how like a lot of dudes a lot of times in the game, like, especially in the streets or in the drug game, man, they not making really money like that. Especially I say here in Philly, man, because like y'all better off like that's what I say. Listen, like y'all better off of getting like just a job, man, because a lot of them like y'all doing all that, but y'all still living in the same conditions. Like y'all, if y'all was really getting it like that, man, y'all be living out in like downtown, like or out in Delaware County, like or so somewhere out in like for a little far off from PA if it was really like that. But no, man. But see, that's just going to living comparatively. But also too, this having mercy and compassion, because a lot of times too, it's easy to say that about like how what people like what you would do or what you or what you would or wouldn't do like in situations, because like and everybody's not as mentally, like the brother Simply First one said. Everybody, especially in that lifestyle, everybody isn't as mentally strong to not like some people, they had nothing, that's all they got. So like that lack of love, that lack of care about, like there's a lot of people in this world that feels like nobody cares about them, man. So that's where that comes in. But yeah, man. But going back to that, man, that's just is what it is, man. So and that's why in Proverbs, 30:8 says, "Listen, give me not little, or give me not too much. Much that I forget you, then dishonor you. Like or forget you and say, okay, I got this on my own merit, and not too little that like I forget and starting to blaspheme and profane your name. So even like Yahushua said, like, this on the natural tip, give us deadly bread. Like Sirach goes into it. Jacob said, just give me bread convenient for me. So, but yeah, man. But a lot of people, I'm going back to this point, man. A lot of people, there's a lot of homeless people that like they just live. They just do that just to live. Yeah, because it says the rich have to use their money to save a lot, but no one threatens the poor, man. So yeah, man. Sometimes like it is what it is, man. But me personally, I couldn't do that because like I'm gonna get this inside right. But I just noticed this. Like I just noticed this script in this reading the scripture, right? This is a quick observation. Yeah. Cause yeah, man, you got some people, they just like some people. It's in general, they just like living like that. It's nothing. I'm not saying they like living like that. Hey, that's fine. That's nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing to disparage it. It's like, okay, cool. So I just looked at that. It's like, okay, now cause see that gives you the mind guy to like the mind of certain like the psyche knowing people, man. Because like certain people, that's just like too like actually what. Perfectly said, man. Because I remember Mike Tyson, man. Like he did an interview, man. He said, "No, man. My like my time in prison, man. It was the best like time of my life, one of the most peaceful times of my life." He said, "Listen, I didn't have to worry about anything. I had some type of like even had some type of structure or something going on, just some time to get myself right, become another man, and like learn from my past mistakes." So like there's people like that, man. It's just like one of the people like that, especially like in prison, like that. Well, people just don't like freedom. That's why, like a lot of times too, like one like in prisons, or like two, and like in zoos, and or even like us, our ancestors in the wilderness, man. People just go to what's familiar with them. They get as they say, like institutionalized with certain things, man. It's just like not everybody, but this is what it is. That's just sometimes part of human nature, man. Because like one thing when I first working at the zoo, they said, listen, usually when animals trying to go it's trying to escape, it's not like TVs or movies, something like that. It's not like they're trying to go to the jungle or the woods or back to their habitat. Sometimes maybe they are, but they're really going to go back to what they're used to. And the same thing. That's why even in Ecclesiastes, I see why the Most High House says, listen, I see the sons of men like beasts. Because like a lot of times too, just like even on natural tip with prison, a lot of times dudes, they just get a rush on that. They just don't like freedom. They just get institutionalized. Just like it's like because even though you don't fully agree with it, but it's like you have to pray to Most High in your house that he wanted to give us a mind like this during that time, because it's easy for us to say it now about those about our ancestors, our forefathers in the wilderness. Now, I'm not justifying them, but it's easy to say that now. But but for them to go back to Egypt, because that was what was familiar to them. So that's just is what it is too, and that's why like just like in prisons or like zoos or like even that, then you're gonna go back to what's familiar to me. Like, but also too like one of the but like the brother Assembly of Firstborn said, a lot of people just like just don't like freedom. They just scared, or they just don't like freedom, man. That's why I even see like, let's just get James chapter 2 and verse 5 real quick, man. Because that's why being poor sometimes is akin to being free, like so. Because yeah, now if on the natural tip, this scripture is going to some people that just pretty much like not judging according to appearance. There's some people that have lots of money, but they don't look like it, man. Yeah, man, because you'll be surprised, man, how many people that you might come on a daily basis, but you won't have never known. But also too, I'm just gonna get into this as well, man. Yeah, I wanted to talk about so much more today, but I'm probably not. It says James chapter 2 verse 5. Uh, it says, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world and rich in faith, heirs of the kingdom, and which have the promises that to them that love that love Him." I'm sorry. So yeah, that's just what it is. Let's get this Proverbs again. Um, uh, uh, it says. Some says the rich have to use their money to save their lives, but no one threatens the poor. Exactly, man. So, um, yeah, man, poor can be akin to freedom a lot of times too, if you understand. But also too, going back on natural tip, like some people just like but that's all I said for me. I just couldn't have that type of. Me, I would just have to let's get this Ecclesiasticus social notice all right. 39:26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of a grape of the grape and oil and clothing. So yeah, you know, in verse 27. All these things are good to the godly, but so to the sinner they are turned into evil. So yeah, this is going into like pretty much one of the most misunderstood scriptures. I mean, I get it because how it's taught and how like just looking at it. When people would say like money is root of all evil, I understand it because what they're trying to say, but the scriptures is for the love of money is root of all evil, love of riches, lust, cares in the world. That's what's evil, man. Because you're coveted, you're lusting after it. That's what's evil about it, man. Not money itself, because like Ecclesiastes says, it's a strong defense. It could get you out of certain situations, but it's the love of it. Like that's just what it is, man. That's crazy because I'm reading DMX right now on Niggas and Stars. Some of his songs, Styles P said, "If you love the money, go ahead and die for it. Are you ready to die for it?" That's just crazy. That just popped in my head. But anyway, yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. But see, there's nothing wrong with these things. Like, these things are just listened or just used for like, the for the godly, it's just regular things, but for the sinners, they started worshiping. That's why it says in Ezekiel, "Get those idols out your heart." And in First John, you stay away from idols, man. It could be idols of your own heart or your own belly, man. Like the things that it's not always like worshiping the actual idols, other gods, or even shoot other gods, people, things of that nature. Anything, man. So this is what it is, man. So, but hopefully this is edifying, man. It's kind of like poor freedom, like so I thought like I was looking at this and thought it was interesting. So peace.